Hey, welcome back. I'm Jason, she's Sophia, and this is English Podcast 520.
Hi, everyone. We're really glad you're here today.
Sophia, something happened to me this morning. I was in the break room making coffee.
Yeah? What happened?
My manager walked in. She wanted to tell me something about a project.
Okay, normal situation.
And I completely froze. I just stood there holding my cup.
Oh, no.
She asked me a question, a simple question, and I just said, yes.
That's it? Just yes?
That's it. She probably wanted more from me, but the words just didn't come.
I know that feeling. Honestly, I think a lot of people listening right now know that feeling too.
Right? So today that's what we want to talk about. Speaking English without fear, even when you're shy.
Even when your heart is beating fast. Even when your brain says, don't mess this up.
Exactly, because most people don't have a grammar problem. They have a fear problem.
Yes, and fear is not a language issue. It's a human issue.
So let's say it together, okay? Say this with me.
I can speak English, even when I feel shy.
One more time, nice and calm. I can speak English, even when I feel shy.
Good. You don't have to believe it fully yet. Just say it.
Saying it out loud is already a small step, and small steps are how we move forward.
No rush, no pressure. Just us, talking.
Okay, Sophia, let me ask you something.
Sure.
Have you ever been in a meeting at work? And the manager asks, does anyone have questions?
Oh, yes.
And you have a question, a real question, but you say nothing.
Every time. I look at my notebook. I pretend to write something.
Right. And then the meeting ends, and you still have the question inside.
And then you have to go ask someone later. Quietly, in private.
Because asking in front of people feels different.
It feels like everyone is watching. Like everyone is judging.
But the truth is, they're not. Most people in that room are thinking about themselves.
They're worried about their own questions, their own English, their own deadlines.
So here's something to remember. Nobody is watching you as closely as you think.
That is so true. And it's freeing when you believe it.
Do you use English in meetings at your job? Is that hard for you?
Just think about that for a second. There's no wrong answer.
So, Sophia, where does this fear actually come from?
I think it comes from school.
Yes?
When we were young, we spoke English and the teacher corrected us in front of everyone.
And our classmates maybe laughed.
Or we just felt embarrassed. And the brain remembered that feeling.
The brain is very good at remembering pain. Not so good at remembering, hey, that was actually okay.
So we learned to stay quiet. Quiet feels safe. Quiet means no mistakes.
But quiet also means no progress.
Right. Quiet means no connection, no relationship building, no career growth.
So the fear that was protecting us as kids is now holding us back as adults.
Exactly. And that's okay to recognize. It's not your fault. It's just how brains work.
Let's try something together. Say this phrase out loud, slowly. I'm still learning, and that is okay.
One more time. Nice and easy. I'm still learning, and that is okay.
Because it is okay, really.
Jason, can I tell you about something that happened to me last week?
Please.
A new coworker joined our team from a different city. Her first language is English.
Oh, that changes the energy, right?
Completely. I wanted to say hi. I wanted to welcome her. But every time I walked past her desk, I kept walking.
You didn't stop.
I didn't stop. Because I kept thinking, what if I say something wrong? What if she doesn't understand me? What if I sound strange?
But she's new. She's probably hoping someone will talk to her.
I know. That's the irony, right? I was afraid of her, and she was probably feeling lonely.
So what happened?
On day 3, she walked up to me. She said, "Hey, can you help me find the coffee machine?"
That's the most important question at any job.
Exactly. And I just laughed and said, "Follow me." That was it. And we've been talking ever since.
So the conversation you were afraid of started because of coffee.
It always starts small, doesn't it?
Always. One sentence, one moment. That's all you need.
Just listen for a moment.
Think about one person at your work, or school, or neighborhood, someone you haven't talked to yet, because you felt shy.
What would you say to them? Even one sentence. Keep it in your mind.
We'll come back to that. Okay, Sophia. One thing I noticed about shy people is this. They're waiting for the perfect sentence.
Oh, yes. They're building the perfect sentence in their head.
While the conversation is moving forward without them.
And then the moment is gone. And they feel worse.
So the trick is, stop waiting for perfect. Start with small.
Small sentences are powerful. That's interesting. I agree. Can you say that again, please?
Let's practice those together. Say each one after me, okay?
Ready?
That's interesting.
I agree.
Can you say that again, please?
Let me think for a second.
Good point.
5 sentences, all short, all natural, all very useful at work.
And here's the thing. Native speakers use these all the time. Simple is not weak. Simple is smart.
When you say, let me think for a second, you sound professional. You sound calm. You sound confident.
Even if inside you're a little nervous, nobody needs to know that.
Have you tried any of these at work before? Even once?
No pressure. Just thinking about it is already practice.
Jason, let me share a harder situation.
Okay.
Imagine your manager says, can you give me a status update on the project? In front of everyone.
Oh, pressure.
And your project is a little behind. Not a disaster. Just a little slow.
How do you say that in English without sounding bad?
Right. That's the fear. Not just speaking, but speaking when the news is not perfect.
So what do you say?
You can say, we're making progress. We have a few things to finish. I expect to be done by Friday.
Let's try that together. We're making progress.
We have a few things to finish.
I expect to be done by Friday.
See? That's honest. It's clear. It's professional. And it's not complicated.
You don't need fancy words. You need the right words.
And the right words are usually simple.
Simple, calm, clear. That's the goal.
Hey, can I just say something?
Go ahead.
If you've been shy your whole life, you're not broken.
Not at all.
Shy people are often great listeners. They think carefully before they speak. They notice things others miss.
That's actually a strength at work.
It is. The goal isn't to become a loud, fast talker.
The goal is to speak when you need to, with calm, with your own voice.
And your voice is enough. Accent, mistakes, pauses, all of it. It's enough.
Take your time. There's no race here. Sophia, I want to ask you something real.
Sure.
When did your English confidence start to grow? Like, really grow?
It wasn't from studying harder.
No?
It was from small moments where I spoke and it worked.
Tell me more.
I ordered food at a cafe in English. The person understood me. I got my coffee.
That's it?
That's it. But something small happened in my brain. It said, hey, that worked.
And then you did it again.
And again. And each time it worked, I felt a little less afraid.
Confidence isn't something you have before you speak. It's something you build after you speak.
Exactly. You don't wait to feel confident. You speak and then confidence follows.
Action first, confidence second, not the other way.
Is this hard to believe?
It might be, but think about riding a bike. You weren't confident before. You got on the bike. You fell. You tried again. And slowly, you could ride.
English is the same. Every small moment of speaking is practice. Every conversation is a ride on the bike.
Okay, real talk. What's the hardest situation for shy English speakers?
Easy. Phone calls.
Yes, phone calls. No face, no body language, just your voice.
And if you don't understand something, you can't ask the person to repeat it 5 times. It feels embarrassing.
So people avoid calls completely. They send emails instead, even when a call would be faster.
I did this for a long time.
Me too.
But here's what helped me. Having 2 or 3 ready sentences before I even picked up the phone.
Like a small script.
Yes. Hello, this is Sophia. I'm calling about the meeting tomorrow. Could you speak a little more slowly, please? Let me write that down to make sure I understand.
Let's say those together. Could you speak a little more slowly, please?
Let me write that down to make sure I understand.
Those 2 sentences alone can save you in any call, any meeting, any difficult moment.
And asking someone to slow down is not rude. It's professional. It shows you want to understand.
It shows you care about accuracy. That's a good thing at work.
Quick question for you.
We won't know your answer, but ask yourself honestly.
Is there one English situation at work that you avoid? A meeting? A phone call? A conversation with a senior person?
Think of that one situation. And think, what is the smallest sentence I could use there?
Just one sentence, not a speech, one sentence.
Keep it. Practice it. Try it this week. Sophia, can we talk about mistakes?
Yes, please. Because I think fear of mistakes is the number one thing stopping people.
What's the biggest mistake myth?
That if you make a mistake, people will judge you. They'll think you're not smart.
But what actually happens?
Usually, nothing. The conversation keeps going. People are focused on the message, not the grammar.
I made a mistake in a client meeting once. I said, we will make the report until Friday. I meant by Friday.
Okay, small mistake.
The client just nodded. She understood me. The meeting continued. Nobody mentioned it.
See? The mistake lived in your head for a long time. But in the real world, it lasted 2 seconds.
Mistakes matter much less than we think.
And even native speakers make mistakes. Every day. In every language.
If you wait until your English is perfect to speak, you will wait forever.
And no one has forever.
So let the mistakes happen. They're just part of the process. They're not signs of failure. They're signs you're trying.
And trying is brave. Jason, what about small talk?
Oh, small talk is huge.
It sounds simple. How are you? How was your weekend? But for shy people, it can feel exhausting.
Because you don't know where it's going. It's unpredictable.
Right. And in your head, you're trying to understand, form an answer, speak in English, and sound natural. All at the same time.
That's a lot for one brain.
It is. So here's a simple tip. Mirror plus add.
What does that mean?
When someone says something to you, repeat a part of it, then add one thing.
Like, they say, I had a crazy week. You say, a crazy week? Yeah, me too. So much to do.
Exactly. You don't need to be creative. You just reflect and extend.
That's natural. That's how real conversations work.
And for shy people, it removes pressure. You're not creating from zero. You're building on what they said.
Let's try it together. I'll say something. You mirror and add.
Okay.
This project is taking so long.
So long, right? I feel the same. Hopefully next week is better.
Perfect. Easy, natural, human.
Now you try. I didn't sleep well last night.
You didn't sleep well? Me neither. Too much on my mind.
See? You're doing it. Whoever is listening, you can do this too.
Hey, let's just pause for a second.
Yeah.
If you're listening to this, and you're thinking, this sounds easy for them, but not for me.
We hear you.
We've both been in that place, where English felt like a wall, not a door.
And it takes time. Real time, not one day, not one podcast.
But each time you try, the wall gets a little smaller.
And some days you won't try. And that's okay too.
Rest is part of the journey. Listening is part of the journey. Even today, just by listening, you're moving forward.
You really are.
Okay, Sophia. Practical question. How do you actually build the habit of speaking more?
Start with one sentence a day. That's it.
One sentence?
One new sentence. In English, out loud, to a real person.
Not practice in front of a mirror?
Mirrors are good, but real people are better. Because they respond. And responding is the skill.
Okay, so one sentence. What kind of sentence?
Any. Good morning. Nice weather today. Thanks for your help.
Those are easy.
Exactly. Easy is the point. You're building the muscle, not the marathon.
And then after a week?
Maybe 2 sentences, then 3, slowly.
Slow progress is still progress.
And there's one more thing. After you speak, notice how you feel.
Really?
Yes, most of the time you'll feel okay. Not terrible. Not embarrassed. Just okay.
And okay is actually great for someone who was afraid.
Okay is a win. Every okay moment tells your brain, hey, speaking English is safe.
And the more your brain learns it's safe, the less fear it sends next time.
That's how you rewire the fear. Not by studying more, but by speaking more.
Let's do a small round of phrases. Just listen first, then say them after us. Ready?
Take your time. Say them slowly, there's no test here.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
I just want to make sure I understood.
That's a good idea. And there's one more thing. After you speak, notice how you feel. Really?
Yes, most of the time you'll feel okay. Not terrible. Not embarrassed. Just okay.
And okay is actually great for someone who was afraid.
Okay is a win. Every okay moment tells your brain, hey, speaking English is safe.
And the more your brain learns it's safe, the less fear it sends next time.
That's how you rewire the fear. Not by studying more, but by speaking more.
Let's do a small round of phrases. Just listen first, then say them after us. Ready?
Take your time, say them slowly. There's no test here.
Sorry, could you repeat that?
I just want to make sure I understood.
That's a good idea.
I need a moment to think.
I'll get back to you on that.
Can I ask a quick question?
6 phrases. All workplace friendly, all simple, all real.
Say them to yourself again tonight. Before sleep. Just once.
Your brain will remember.
Jason, do you remember what happened at the break room this morning?
Oh, the coffee situation.
Yes. What would you say now? If it happened again?
I'd say, hi, Sarah. I'm working on the deadline now, but I can walk you through it at 2 o'clock. Does that work?
Perfect, clear, professional, calm.
And 10 minutes ago, I couldn't even say yes without freezing.
See? You already changed. In one conversation.
That's how fast it can happen. One small moment, one sentence. Something shifts.
And it didn't require perfect grammar. It just required courage. A small courage. Pocket-sized.
I like that. Pocket-sized courage.
That's all it is.
Okay, let's bring today together.
Fear of speaking English is normal. It doesn't mean you're bad at English. It means you're human.
The fear often comes from old experiences. School, embarrassment, correction. That's not your fault.
Confidence comes after you speak, not before. So start small. One sentence, one moment, one okay experience.
Simple phrases carry you far. You don't need long speeches. You need the right short words.
Mistakes are smaller than they feel. Nobody is watching as closely as you think.
And slow progress is real progress. Listening is real progress. You're already doing it.
One last thing before we go.
Go ahead.
Remember that person we asked you to think about? The one you haven't talked to yet?
Find them this week. Say one sentence.
Just one. Good morning. How's it going? Do you need help with anything?
That's enough. That's more than enough.
Thank you so much for spending time with us today. You're doing better than you think.
Keep going. At your own pace, in your own voice.
See you next time.
Take care.